It's episode 7. I'm Robert Lyon here with Terry Preston.
Be back with episode 7. Ready to drop some killer content, some good knowledge for you guys. How you feeling, Robert? I see you in the new office. Did you tell everybody?
Yeah, we're getting there. No, I didn't tell no one. So I got wood background, but I got this badass colored foam, and I got like a weird Scrooge McDuck fucking poster coming, man. It's gonna be pretty legit.
It's gonna be freaking sick.
I'm pretty excited, man.
Yeah,
but yeah.
To fly over. Oh, go ahead.
No, I'm just gonna say, man, we're gonna talk about, staying on point. We're personally gonna be going after like some really tough markets coming up. And I'm excited about that. So just kind of how to, really kind of stay on the ball. Like we're learning more and more, like you really got to attack this thing. But on one hand, it's like, I'm excited. I'm like, I'm waking up jazz, man. I'm like, fuck Sundays, man. I can't cold call. I probably should cold call, but I don't, just cause whatever. Monday though, like it's on, like, let's go. Like I'm if you don't have that feeling for your wholesale business, maybe this isn't for you, but I'm excited. I think this is going to be reaching some big things. We got 5 contracts right now, like houses under contract.
Yes, sir.
I want those double digits, bro. Let's get to 10. Let's just.
I know.
Like,
I know, right? Like,
sick.
It's like
I swear we had 3 days in a row last week where we got 1 contract every single day, and I was like, "Yo, is this the future?" Like,
it was our mentality that week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like after our podcast, we really had a nice talk, and we was like, really just like really buckle down and make sure we're attacking every day. You know what I'm saying? The same way trying to get deals, and like that's what it really was. It's following up to with people and going in hard every day.
Yeah.
So yeah, for guys like. Well, just make sure sometimes you might have like a passive week, or you might have a deal and you might be sitting on it a little bit. You might it might slow down, but just make sure you don't want to get comfortable with one deal. You want to be attacking each day like you don't have any deals. You know what I mean? Because deals could go that quickly. You know what I mean? So if you're going attacking every day, very hard, you're definitely gonna succeed. So
yeah. Another thing is like this business is like it's all about the list, but there's a lot about timing. So it's like you got to create your own luck. You know what I mean? Like if you got to show up every day, be on point, and be like, hey, I'm going to get some houses under contract this week, or I'm going to sell some freaking houses this week. Like it's like got to be on the ball, and they got to attack it, because they're not just going to come to you. Like people aren't just going to be like, hey, you want to buy my house? And I mean, if it was like that sometimes, but
I mean, I'm not gonna, Robert. That is like that with us, though. Sometimes,
yeah, that's true.
Like I want to say, maybe like 2 or one of our deals right now is because I got a call about somebody wanting to sell their home, and we were able to help them out. So you make sure you might get those.
We still created that though. Whatever. We still created that luck though from blowing everybody up and figuring it out.
True. You know what I mean? Probably was from our text flash or something, but create your own luck. Create your own luck.
Yeah. So I'm excited. We did a couple things this week. So we got organized, man. We figured out like a way to keep our flow of our business in a more organized thing. It's called Trello. And it's so simple, and it's like so stupid that we weren't doing something like this before, but I feel like it's taking us to that next level. Cause me and Terry, we're like bloodhounds, man. We're just attacking. And we're like just making shit up, carrying all this business in our brain. But now that we can actually like put it in front of us on a platform and just look at it and be like, okay, this is what we have to do today. Like that's going to be exciting, man. That's going to take us to the next level. So
exactly. It's just going to limit me and Robert having to hang up with somebody to call Robert to get some information, or him doing vice versa, where we could just both go to the app and kind of be always on the same page. Keep it updated, making sure everything's up and good. So
should we show it? I'm gonna show it to people. Fuck it. So like it's not 100% organized yet, guys. And if you're listening on the podcast, we're just using Trello. So like this is how it's going to be though. So we just started it. We just kind of made this plan. These are actual houses that we do have under contract, but we were just kind of messing with the templates. But this is just the flow. So we got a lot of JV deals. Or if everybody listening or if anybody watching out there wants to JV with us, like we're going to basically have you send all the information for your deal to jvbearsrealestate@gmail.com. jvbearsrealestate@gmail.com. And that's like for deals that you're struggling to find a buyer. Or you just want someone to help you out. You got it under contract and you don't know what to do. Like send it to us, hit us up. We'll help you out. But so this little row is going to be for JV deals. This is going to be for houses we have under contract. As soon as the houses are pretty much all organized over here and they're on our website, we're going to start marketing them. Then they're going to have houses that are under contract with a buyer. Then we're going to have 7 days before closing, and then we're going to have closed deals. So this is going to take us to that next level. It's such a simple thing. It's so stupid that
Exactly.
we weren't doing anything like this before, but we tried a bunch of different like softwares. Like we were doing Podio, and it's just kind of overwhelming. Whereas this
Excel
simple
sheets.
thing to, we've got a billion Excel sheets. We got to
So,
make a whole nother board for all of our cash buyers from our Google Sheets and stuff like that.
exactly.
So
We gotta get everything into the app, but it's
yeah.
gonna be some next level stuff.
Yeah.
Honestly,
So
like
be organized and get nuts with it, man.
especially for the people that send us deals now and JV with us, like, you know what I mean? It's gonna be a lot easier for them too.
Another thing that we did is we added another member to our team who's really just going to focus on dispatch. And I think that's key, guys. And that's kind of what I've been telling a lot of people in our coaching and like just on Facebook. Like they're like, I don't know what to do. So I think the first step is to be in Facebook groups asking if there's any dispatch wholesalers or cash buyers that you can work with. Because as soon as you're connected to the money, or as soon as you have somebody who's really good at dispatch, like you're going to be able to just focus on getting deals. Like there's the reason that we brought him on too, is because he told me, he's like, man, I don't really like doing acquisition. Like cold calling sellers and stuff like that's not what I like to do. But he likes to talk to the buyers. He likes to bring the deals. He likes to do the numbers. And he's like a licensed real estate agent, I think, in Tennessee. And he's pretty cool dude. And we've already done some deals with him. So we're like, yeah, let's just fucking make our business easy, man.
Exactly. It makes so much more sense. Like because we're getting stuff on a contract, it's just a matter of now we can just send it over.
Yeah.
And we keep the process rolling.
And if we sell our deals, man, me and Terry, we're going to keep the profits. But if he sells it for us, we're going to cut him in basically. And so he's going to run his own business, but he's part of our business. So it's like, it's going to allow us to really focus on what's working really well for us, which is why we're going to level up now. We're going to go after some really big markets and just probably get our teeth kicked in. I'm excited. I mean, if we get a deal though, and like we're talking about Charlotte, Atlanta, and Dallas, which seem to me, and Phoenix, which are like the hottest markets, hardest places to get deals, but the most buyers, the most money is just getting poured into these places. So it's like, it's go time, man. That's what I feel like.
Because I feel like also Tennessee at the time was also a competitive market for us. And like, we got deals right out the bat, like 2 right out the bat in Tennessee. So like you said, instead of us just sitting there, going to I want to so-called easy markets, you know what, we might as well try to go.
I always tell people though, like when you're getting started in wholesaling, like there's goldfish markets and then there's shark markets. So like we're becoming sharks, but we like goldfish markets too. We like being sharks and goldfish markets.
It's good to do both, man. It's super good to do both. You got to do both.
Yeah.
I feel like the goldfish markets, you might talk to a lot of more people who definitely, want to sell like their cheap houses and stuff like that. And so they'll definitely call you up wanting to sell their homes more or something, but you definitely want to have leads in both.
I think like when you're learning though, like to go through the process of, getting a deal under contract, talking to a title company, getting a cash buyer to go to the property, like it's good to go to those easier markets just so you can see it all for yourself. And then as soon as you realize, oh shit, like there's a lot of money to be made, there's a lot of opportunity, like, it's pretty much time to, step it up, I guess. Cause like we were talking about it, like we're pretty consistent in Alabama. Like if we just stayed in Alabama, we'd consistently close deals and make, 3 to 10 to 15,000 on each deal. But if we go after like Charlotte, Atlanta, Dallas, we're going to get some $40,000 opportunities, some $50,000, like big dog money. Like that's what we want now. We're not too pumped up by like 3,000 anymore.
Exactly. Like once the process is rolling, we were like, okay, the price range has got to, it's got to change a little bit,
Yeah.
And definitely being in those tough markets, it's going to do that. But it's exciting. It's going to be exciting watching us, progress in those markets too.
Yeah.
And honestly, and have more, have more content, have more ways for you guys. But it's going to be.
Well, it's just cool because like I feel like it's going to put our system to the test. Like we finally figured out how to have really quality conversations with people that really want to sell their houses. And that's all this business is all about. So we're just going to get better now. We're just going to keep leveling up. And I hope everybody is leveling up. That's like the main thing with this. Like it's a real skill. Like you're not just going to randomly get like a great deal. I mean, you might get beginner's luck, but then if you really want to progress to the point of consistency and like making some serious money in real estate, wholesaling, especially, it's a skill you got to have, and you got to go on it, go after it. And you got to be on point, and you got to show up every day, just like pretty much everything else,
No, it's true. It's true because once you're like, if you're showing up every day and you're going through the same things, you're starting to get, how can I say, like you're getting conditioned, you know what I'm saying? to honestly start to close deals and being able to talk to sellers, you know, get good information and stuff like that. So you really gotta just make sure you're doing the same things every day, honestly,
Yeah.
to make sure you're conditioning yourself.
Yeah. And I mean, like in this business, we got two customers. So it's like you got to get really good at talking to sellers, and you got to get really good at finding buyers and talking to buyers and figuring out how to put it in front of them. So it's like double the skills almost and running comps and getting everything signed. And it's wild, man. It's wild.
Seriously, like the speed of how you can comp properties and get the ARV and stuff like that. Like once you see yourself doing that a lot faster, then you'll know, okay, like, you know, I'm making progress, you know, like I'm getting better at, looking at properties and making sure that I get numbers, you know. So, you know, it's definitely, it takes a while because we still have trouble now. I used to definitely have a lot more trouble, you know, making sure that my ARV was right and stuff like that. But like I said, it's just showing up every day and going through the numbers every day. So it really is.
I want to call PropStream out, man. You think they're good? Their numbers are good? I feel like they're not as on point.
I mean, I think it depends. I don't know. I think it depends. It really depends on the address. I want to say it depends on the address.
Yeah.
Sometimes like the properties can be really good on PropStream, and sometimes, you know, they could be a little off. But
yeah,
that's why you got to use PropStream.
Yeah.
That Zillow, Redfin. You know, you got to get your numbers from a bunch of different sources.
Yeah, because what I've been telling people is like, because there's people get so like serious like about what the actual price of a house is, but the truth is there's a gray area, because there's like it's going to shift based on, you know, if somebody lives nearby or somebody cares about the house more, or like basically if a house sold for way more money in the area, the whole market can go up in price. So there's going to be like your top dollar ARV, and then there's going to be like your lower dollar, which is a little bit lag behind ARV. And somewhere in the middle there is the truth. So there's no like exact one number that's going to tell you exactly what this house is worth. Just like anything, just like a car, you know, anything in life that you're going to buy that's a big deal, there's going to be some wiggle room. And that's where also we like to play. So whenever you're going for the purchase agreement, though, you're trying to make a deal with the seller, go for the most conservative number that you find, because that way you're not going to be wrong. You're not going to show it to a cash buyer and they're going to laugh at you and be like, well, this isn't a fucking deal. You know what I mean? Like, that's not what you want. You want to go the most conservative. And then when you're trying to sell it to a buyer, though, you're going to go with the highest ARV. You're going to be like, this turd is gold, bro. Like, you want this house.
No, true.
Yeah. People overthink it though. And they're like, I don't know how to run comps. Like, just put the goddamn address in Google. These softwares, man, they're $1 million companies, man. They're close. They're not going to be 100,000 off. I mean, run your own stuff, but yeah, that's just my rant on.
And and if the comps are like, if you're having trouble, you know what I mean? You always want to, like I said, you always want to be lower. Always shoot for the lower number just to be on the safe side. You know what I mean? Especially if you're having trouble, because certain areas comps are all over the place, and it's really hard to comp them out. So you just want to make sure you're in the safe spot, you know. And don't be afraid to shoot these numbers to these sellers either, because for me, definitely, like, I first started off, like, I want to say, like, I was negotiating. I was a little scared to really bring the number as low as I really wanted to, and you know, but now, you know, there's no reason to be scared. You're either gonna say yes or no, and you speak to the next person, you know, guys. So make sure you're shooting down and getting those wholesale numbers, so you can get those $10,000 assignment fees and those $20,000 assignment fees. You know, you got to make sure you're shooting those numbers. You got to make sure.
It's gonna be pretty interesting. That's the other thing, though. Like, when you're going for these harder markets, like, houses aren't going to be selling for like bottom dollar. You know what I mean? Like, if we go right at like, I don't know, let's say Atlanta, we can't just give them 50% of the ARV, because they're going to laugh at us. You know, they're going to be like, I already talked to 5 of you today. That's the lowest one. You know? So you gotta be a little tactful. You got to be a little tactful and understanding of the market too, which is interesting.
So that's what I'm saying. Us going after these markets would definitely, you know, it'd definitely be a test for us. It'd definitely be a new challenge. You know, for
people have to look at each one and say, like, you know, I think we could get away with 75% ARV in like Nashville, just because you could turn it into an Airbnb. There's a lot of investors that just want to live in those kind of areas or own properties, and they just got more money than the law allows. So it's like, whatever. So, but if they can get anything under contract, they're excited about it. So we gotta have that. I guess we'll talk to people. We'll talk to the buyers before we start making offers and be like, what's the best we can really do in these areas? You know, that's a good plan.
Exactly. But there's also a lot of people are going down south. Like, so like, like another place like North Carolina, like Charlotte, like you can, don't be afraid to market your properties to people who want to just get into fix and flips, or maybe just want to get a property, then they want to move down there at a later date. You know, don't just limit your marketing to just strictly cash buyers. You know what I mean? Because just people who are moving, you know, and there might be people who, like, for example, a property in North Carolina, you know, like what, a 3-bed or like a duplex in North Carolina is way cheaper than the duplex in New York or something. But a New Yorker trying to move to North Carolina will see at a cheap price and it's going to jump on it just because they're used to New York prices, you know? So just getting your deals in front of a bunch of different eyes is just, you know, the better. Honestly.
It is pretty wild, man. Everything's expensive as fucking New York. It's crazy.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like when I see things, when we come across properties, I'm just like, wow, like if this was near me, come on, you know. So
everybody's buying.
And people who don't really know, you know, real estate or housing markets and stuff like that, they go down there and see a price that's like unbelievable, they're gonna jump on it, you know, not knowing, you know, what this is, you know. I'm from
but it's not real till you have it under contract, and then and then you really gotta market it, and you gotta know like what your buyers are gonna think. Are they gonna be super like down to the penny, or are they gonna be more like, oh, there's a crazy opportunity, I'm gonna be buying this house, or are they a hedge fund who just have shitloads of money and they'll pay top dollar and outbid everybody? It's like, you know, where are your buyers at, and then make it happen. But yeah, so let's get back to like being on point though, and like showing up every day. Like, as long as you have like a plan, like this week, I'm really going to just try, like the way that I set it up is like Monday is just going to be like my mindset and pulling my list. Right. That's pretty much what I want to do on Monday. We might blast out to this again, to some old lists, but pretty much I'm not really focused on that much on it. But then Tuesday, like it's go time. We only do that because Monday, it seems like nobody wants to talk to us about their house. Like it just it's quieter. It's like, why waste marketing dollars if nobody really wants to talk to us? But Tuesday, it's go time. It's text blast Tuesday. That's what I'm gonna call it.
And if you guys are text blasting too, like I want to say it's really like season opportunities. You know, making sure like if somebody texts you back, like, yes, I'm interested in selling, or anything like an indicator that might be a good seller, like make sure you're following up with that person. You know, it's a mentality that you gotta have when talking to each person. You gotta have the mentality like making sure I'm asking the right questions. You know what I mean? I'm qualifying the seller. You know, like my numbers right. You know what I mean? You gotta be on point each time.
I agree. And then I think like, I mean, we basically are really going hard like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And then like by Friday, we're kind of beat up. So I'm going to start just focusing on my $0 marketing stuff on Fridays and Saturdays. And that's pretty much going to be my stuff. And then we're going to start basically doing a lot more cold calling too. So it'll be like text blast, basically Tuesday through Saturday is the goal. And usually we get to about Saturday though, and we're just burnt out. We're doing some other stuff. We usually got some houses under contract, so we're a little lazy. So we're trying to pick that up. But it's all about still showing up. So then we're going to start doing some more cold calling. We're going to start doing some more $0 marketing. And that way we're hitting these big cities at every angle. And that's what it's all about, being on point, man. It's about hitting them with the text, hitting them with the phone call, hitting them on Facebook, Craigslist, Zillow, Redfin, like everything that you possibly can do to get in front of motivated sellers to lock up these deals, man. That's what's going to change your life, you know?
And you really got to love going after sellers, you know, hard for that week. And then when you're not doing it, you should be constantly, like Robert, you should be constantly marketing. If you're not locked in going after sellers, you gotta always be marketing. You gotta always be posting your deals. You know what I mean? Because when we're what I say, Tuesday through Thursday, if we're not really going in on sellers, I'm always like talking to people on Facebook, always sending out deals to buyers that I have. You know what I mean? Just the networking stuff that I can do off my phone. You know, that I can do while I'm doing something else. You know what I mean? So you constantly want to be marketing.
It's pretty intense how much of this business you can literally just do on your phone, like while you're running around, just like fucking off. Like you can do whatever you want, pretty much on your phone. I mean, we use the computer pretty much just to text blast and cold call, but from our cell phones, we can be Facebooking, we can be cold calling from our cell phones too. You know, we can be replying to texts and all kinds of stuff like that.
We can be getting like I get JV deals. Like I feel like I talk to more of my JV people when I'm not, you know, currently like Tuesday through Thursday. You know what I mean? Like I'm out doing stuff, like I'm getting a lot of JV deals, and that's when I'm like, okay, send it here. Talking this, I'm calming our properties while I'm on the go. You know, so like I say, guys, like you gotta, you know, always want to be doing stuff. Okay.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna start doing some more driving for dollars too, and I'm gonna start going to some auctions here in Arizona, because you're in New York, we're in Arizona, we're weird, man. We don't even go after our home areas. And I'm starting to get more like, let's fucking go like here, like look around where I'm at.
Right? I was just because I know we talked. I was talking to the realtor, real estate, whatever in New York, and he told me when he started out, he went to an auction, but in like Long Island though. You know, and that's how he really found out who was really buying properties, you know what I mean? Just to see where the money was. And that's how he really got his real connections, you know? So that's something that me and Robert are definitely going to put on our list of something that's got to be done, is go to like an auction or something like that.
Yeah. So this is another thing I was thinking about. Like, there's so many like weird things out there that people could be like, you know, kind of wasting their time on. So I've been kind of thinking about like, you know, you could do stocks, you could do crypto, you could do drop shipping or TikToking or whatever it is. But what I'm kind of realizing is like, I'm kind of picking my lane and I'm just going to do real estate. Like, this is what I'm going to do. And if I just focus on this, like once I get to the top where we're fucking successful, then I can fuck around and do all kinds of other weird stuff. Then I can go back to having ADD and focusing on other things. But for now, like mastering something takes focus, it takes discipline, it takes showing up every day and getting good at it. And then once we're at the top, then we can be Gary V and be making all this other random shit going on, you know, like we can focus on this stuff, but we got to find like, pick a lane and then just stick with it for a while, see what happens, see how hard you can go at it. And, you know, like that's why we're going to go for these big cities now. And we're going to reap the rewards and we're going to tell you guys what happened pretty much, you know, exciting.
It's a lifestyle change. Honestly, it's a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
You gotta be full in real estate, full in looking at properties every day looking at properties in a way, you know?
Right. And I'm trying to buy an NFT right now. I don't even know if you know what that is, Terry, but like they're like little fucking pictures that are worth a bunch of crypto and shit. And I gave myself, I'm going to buy one. I'm allowing myself to buy one, and then I'm going to take my money and I'm going to go back to real estate. But my friends are in that. I just want one because fuck it. But I'm getting mad about it. And I'm like, man, I should just put this money into my marketing. Fuck this stupid monkey picture.
You ever heard of NVIDIA? That
is it like a video game, one of those things?
Nah, it's like something on Robinhood, like a crypto on Robinhood, something like that.
NVIDIA?
Yeah.
You mean Nvidia?
Nvidia, maybe. I don't know. I put like 800. I bought like 4 shares of it though, because one of my friends made me. He was like, buy 4 shares of this right now. And I was like,
yeah, there's so much opportunity out there, but then you get distracted, and it's like you got to have something that you do for fun. Like you got to have fun. You can't just fucking only call sellers and get yelled at by old ladies all day. So you got to pick something on the side for fun. But you know, if you're going to be putting your money or your attention into something, like we might as well I might as well, I'm talking for myself pretty much. I might as well just only focus on real estate for a while. Once we get that success, once we get where the fuck we want to go, then I can start doing all this other stuff again. Because what's really going to change our lives though? Like 4 shares of NVIDIA, maybe. But if we're really already
that's what they said about freaking that's what they said about Bitcoin, and then not look, you know.
Yeah, now we're fucked. But we missed that boat. What's the next one? You know what I'm saying? But then again, if we would have bought houses instead of put our money in Bitcoin back then too, they would have gone up too. So it's just like whatever angle, whatever you really want to do. But it's like if we're gonna do this thing, like what's going to change, what's going to put money on the table, what's going to bring, you know, food for our families. It's going to be wholesaling if that's what we're doing, you know, so you might as well just focus it. And this goes for everybody else out there. Like you can do a lot of stuff, but if you're going to go all in on something, go all in, burn the ships, fuck everything else. Just focus for a little while, get some deals done, and then build from there. That's what I'm thinking, at least.
Definitely. I feel like once you make that decision to just like if you have the time and this is what you're looking for, once you make that decision to go all in and dedicate yourself, you're gonna see a drastic change. Yeah, it's gonna be a matter of like, man, you're gonna be the person. I'm getting into this real estate thing, trying to get a deal to like you're getting deals. You're just trying to get it consistent at it and just like trying to grow your business. You know, it's like multiple steps and multiple ways to look at it. So
yeah, it's pretty sick.
Just go all in.
I mean, dude, just since me and you started working together, I mean, this business is growing like crazy. Like, imagine what it's going to be in like a year. Like, it's just like mind boggling.
And like this, it just all happened like organically, like last year, just like out of like, I don't know. Like, I did not have these intentions. Like, when I first started wholesaling, I was just like, okay, let me, try it out, see what can happen. And then like, a whole business is formed in like less than 5 months. Like, it's crazy.
It's pretty wild. Now we're getting organized and we got other people and like people want to work with us. Like, again, if you guys want to JV with us, like you can see how we do things. You can just send your deals or you can ask us questions on Facebook and YouTube, but send your deals to jvbearsrealestate@gmail.com. That's going to be pretty fucking cool, man.
Yes, guys. Definitely.
You got any other tips for helping people stay on point, man?
What can I say? One thing I would say, make sure you're checking your email, your voicemails.
Yeah.
Make sure you're checking your voicemails. I had I don't know if I said this last podcast or whatever, but I had a couple sellers and buyers reach out to me wanting to sell their property or looking for deals. He was like, "Are you a wholesaler in this area?" And I'm like, "No way, I missed this guy." I was so upset. But, I finally called him back and spoke to him, but just guys, make sure you're checking your voicemails. Just make sure you're checking it.
Yeah. And I fucking broke down and I finally got another phone. So I got phones on top of phones on top of phones because I'm talking to the whole goddamn world, man. Everybody's going to know that I'm trying to buy houses. That's the new mindset. Even if I'm not actually buying them, you need to know I want to buy your house.
Yeah, honestly. That marketing.
Soon, man. I'm excited. As soon as we close some of these big deals, man, I'm gonna start buying land, and then I want to start wholesaling the shitload of land, man. That's the goal.
Sure,
land and guns and fucking 4-wheelers.
I just want a rental in New York.
That's all.
I just want a rental. I want one or two rentals in New York, and that's really it.
Man, I think we could subject to. I think that's how we could get a rental in New York. It'd be like a subject to turn it into an Airbnb, because I don't trust anybody anymore. But I wonder if so California, right? If you have a rental, it's super in the benefit of the tenants. And I feel like New York might be the same way. You can't kick people out on the street. I don't know. We'll have to look into it. But I think that'd be pretty sick. You gotta know those kind of laws though if you're gonna rent in New York. If somebody's not paying their rent, can you just kick them out right now? You should be able to, but in California you can't. So it's you want to know that kind of stuff. But the rent in New York is fucking what, $5,000 probably for a box.
That's why. That's exactly why.
Yeah, that's pretty lit. That'd be pretty cool. Say you subject to it so that you get it, you pay less money and then you just rent it out for more and then you can start flowing some cash and then eventually own it and stuff.
Yeah,
so otherwise you need $500,000 to buy a rental property in New York. You know what I mean? Or more.
Yes. Yo, seriously.
Pretty wild.
That's the goal.
I guess squat up, bring us your rental deals in New York, people.
If you know anybody trying to sell a house in New York, let us know.
Yeah, let us know. Well, that's on the list, man. So we're going to go after the big dog markets now. We're going to do Charlotte, Atlanta, Dallas, Phoenix, and New York, and then probably Florida too. Just fucking blow them up. We're going to talk to everybody who owns a property out there. They're going to know about us. If you own a house and you're listening to the podcast, I'll call you. We'll talk.
Right.
No, it's all on the list, man. We're only picking pain point properties in these areas, and then we're talking to them though. And we're making sure that they know, man, if they want to sell their house, we're here to help you figure it out.
Mm-hmm. No, seriously.
Pain point properties or cherry pick properties. I don't know what to call it. I think pain point properties is pretty good.
Yeah, that's what I feel like everybody calls them. Properties with the pain point.
All right, man. I think that was a good episode. I think everybody's cool. Be sure to subscribe.